Hey, I'm Katie.
And I'm Asher.
We have tried many side hustles throughout our life, and we're going to share with you numerous side hustle ideas in case you are wanting to earn a little bit of extra money. A lot of these side hustles are going to be things that we have personally tried and that you can probably do if you are maybe a stay-at-home parent or are just looking to make a little bit extra money and maybe you can't go out and get an actual job. So the reasons you might have a side hustle would be, first, to make some extra money. You could use this money to pay your bills or to put towards savings, to pay off debt, or to just have as fun money to have a little bit of extra money with to go on vacation or something like that. Having a side hustle might also be something fun for you to do. Maybe if you are a stay-at-home mom, maybe you need a outlet to do something that you really enjoy, and it could be a way that you make money too. Side hustle might also give you freedom. It might be something that you find that you really enjoy doing and you can turn it into a full-time income. We've gone through many times in our life where side hustles have actually been our main source of income.
Like right now.
Yeah. Asher recently lost his job, so we're side hustling our way through paying all of our bills and all of that stuff. So we're going to share with you how we're doing that. The first side hustles that we're going to talk about, we've already done videos on in the past, so I will link those down below, but I'm just going to briefly touch over them. These are going to be your gig type side hustles, and you're actually working for a company, but it's very, very flexible. We do Instacart and DoorDash mostly. So with Instacart, you are basically shopping for other people and delivering their groceries or other items from other stores. I really enjoy doing Instacart, and when I go out and do it, like Asher will watch Falcon and I can go out by myself.
For somebody who likes to shop, I mean, we all go shopping for our own groceries, so it's kind of a basic skill that most of us have. And the shopping, in the shopping sense, I find it kind of relaxing to just shop for other people's food for some reason.
Yeah, and a lot of time we go shopping for like disabled or elderly people that aren't really able to get out and go shopping, so it's also kind of like makes you feel good about helping people. So
yeah, I agree.
We have several like regular customers that we shop for that are in nursing homes and stuff, and it's just really nice. We go in there and we end up talking to them. We'll put their groceries up for them, and I don't know, it's just enjoyable, and you also get paid pretty well. So there's also food delivery apps like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. Asher does DoorDash a lot, and we did a video where he did a what's it called?
A ride along.
A ride along.
Yeah, with on one of my DoorDashes. I do quite often do DoorDash. DoorDash is something very easy to do as far as like
not having to think.
Yeah, physically Instacart is a little bit harder. DoorDash is really basic. They order food, you walk in the store, you pick up the food, you take it, and you deliver it to their house.
It is a lot of driving.
It is a lot of driving. If you really like to drive, then, and you, especially if you live in a city where you're not wasting gas miles into the middle of the country, DoorDash, you can make actually quite a bit of money doing DoorDash.
And another thing, if you're okay with driving, is Amazon Flex, and that's just basically where you pick up packages from an Amazon facility and you deliver them to people's houses.
I mean, I will say I wanted to do Amazon Flex, and we would do it but I've been waitlisted for about a year. In our area, they're full, and so I have not been able to get on with Amazon.
But every area is different, so if that sounds like something that you might want to do, you can see if they have available spots in your area. And then one more idea, if you are okay with driving, is to be a merchandiser. And I've never done this, but Asher has. So what is that?
So I actually have an app on my phone called Merchandiser, and so you can choose to take assignments where you go into stores and you can restock chips or candy products, or sometimes you just go in there and you take pictures for the company, and it's basically to show the displays and stuff are set up correctly and that they are stocked and in the correct place in the store that they're supposed to be. I do believe that a lot of companies have contracts with the store that require their displays be set up in certain areas in a certain way.
I will post links to everything that we talk about down below. So if you're curious about any of these things, you can go and check it out pretty easily. So our next set of side hustle ideas are if you enjoy children. I used to do a whole lot of babysitting, and right now daycares and childcare centers are just completely booked, and new parents are having to put their kids on wait lists for like a year or sometimes even longer.
Daycare is also really expensive. A lot of people are paying like half of their income in just daycare for their kid.
If you're a stay-at-home mom, or if you want to become a stay-at-home mom, taking on a kid or two or a family to watch in addition to your kids while you're at home with them anyway might be a really good way to make extra money. Instead of going to daycare, you're going to be providing their kids with more one-on-one attention. So it definitely benefits everybody. My advice here would be to make sure that you're not undercharging, because daycares are really expensive and you're actually providing a better service than a daycare would. I would check out the daycare rates in your area and charge about the same price, if not even a little bit more. Even if you don't want to watch kids full time, you could even just do some babysitting like on the evenings and weekends.
That's another important point, is that daycares aren't open when parents want to go on date nights and stuff like that. So afternoons and weekends, you can make money just watching somebody's kids for them to have their free time.
Yeah. Another idea is you could teach a homeschool class, even if you're not a homeschool parent or you've never homeschooled. I am a homeschooling parent, and the homeschool community is always looking for somebody to teach their kids things like biology or math, especially math. Math is a really good subject if you know anything about math. You could teach an art class or a PE class, just whatever it is that you enjoy. I guarantee you that a homeschool parent would definitely enjoy you putting together a class for their kids to come to. A lot of people don't think that homeschoolers are social, but they actually are very social and are always looking for social activities for their kids. For example, we have a friend who does homeschool classes. So she just does like a class on Friday for all ages, and they do things like art and what else they do? Yoga, and they go and they walk around downtown Knoxville, and it's just like a really fun like homeschool class that they don't even like really teach any subjects or anything.
Pottery one time. Now the kids loved it. They went and like they all did a pottery class as like a group, and they got to make like their own little pottery, and our kids like really liked it. I mean, I feel like I would like it. So I was real sad. I wanted to do it.
Yeah, they went paddleboarding one time, and they would go on like these little nature trails, and they did gardening. They volunteered in like a garden center. But just putting together something like that the parents are willing to pay for those things for their kids to have those experiences, and all that you really have to do is kind of like organize it and get it set up and like supervise the kids. And a lot of times the parents will even tag along and help supervise too.
So this requires you to be social as well.
Yeah, we're not very social.
Which is why that we don't do homeschool classes.
Yeah, we've really thought about starting homeschool classes. I mean, I feel like it's really fun to do, but it's really hard for us to like.
I have a biology degree. I would love to teach like little kids about animals, and I love animals. I don't want to hang out with their parents though. Like, I just don't, you know.
I still maybe someday might start a homeschool class. I don't know. So if you don't want to do like anything in person, they also have online homeschool classes. There's a website called OutSchool, and you can get on there and you can develop like an online class for kids, and you can meet them virtually. However you want to do that, like weekly, like virtual classes.
In OutSchool, you can create videos, correct?
Yeah, they're video. Yeah, you can either do it live or you can do like pre-recorded videos. And then you can also tutor kids if you're good in a certain subject area, and you can tutor anywhere from like little kids reading skills or math skills all the way up to college level. That was something I did when I was in college. I tutored my peers and they paid me a little bit of extra money. They also have online tutoring that you can do for anybody anywhere.
So our next set of ideas are for people who really like animals, like we like animals. So there is a couple of apps that you can use, like WAG. What is the other one? Rover. You also can use Rover, and that's where you people can hire you to go and walk their pets. Assuming, I mean, I guess you could walk cats. I don't know.
You can't walk cats, but you can go in and take care of
Listen, I had an iguana that walked on a leash, and I would have.
I mean, that would be really cool if you found a job walking an iguana.
Listen, it's Florida. You never know. Okay, here you could get a job walking an iguana or possibly a crocodile. I mean, I'm sure they're going to pay you extra for that. You never know. It's really for dogs, and you know, you can go in when people are at work and you can walk their dog for them. We have done a lot of animal jobs. I really enjoy working with animals. I worked for a big cat sanctuary as a secondary job, feeding and taking care of their big cats. It was one of the best experiences in my life. You also can do the same thing with different rescue organizations. A lot of times you can get a little bit of pay to go in and take care of their animals.
So I've also done a whole lot of pet sitting, and I used to pet sit for almost everybody that I knew that had a pet. They always knew that if they were going out of town or on vacation, that they could call me and I would come and watch whatever pet they had. And then I've also worked at an adoption center and like spay and neuter clinic, where I would go, and on the weekends I would set out with the animals that were looking for homes, and I would help adopt them out and like fill out paperwork and help them find good homes. So that was a very fun and rewarding job that I really liked. So the next set of ideas are if you are like artsy and creative. Our oldest daughter really likes to crochet, and she has been making a whole lot of stuff and selling it online. She crochets like little toys and then hats and gloves, and you can sell those items on like Mercari or Etsy. Depop, I think, is where she sells a lot of her stuff. And that's something that you can do if you are maybe homebound or you don't want to get out a lot. When she sells her stuff, the post office actually comes and picks it up directly from our house, and she can print the shipping label off at home, so she doesn't even have to go to the post office. She just does everything from our house.
So another thing you can do is upcycling. So especially around our neighborhood, you actually can just drive around and pick up furniture and stuff like that that people have left outside. For example, our changing table that we had shown in another video is actually just a refurbished dresser that we actually refurbished and used.
We got for free.
Yeah, it was free. And so a lot of people, you can pick stuff up for free or really low cost on Marketplace, and then you actually can refurbish that item and sell it for a significant amount of money. If you drive around, you can pick up stuff for free and do that also. Good places to sell stuff is Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, especially like bigger items like furniture and stuff that you can't ship. You can also upcycle like clothing. This is something else that our daughter does, is that she will go to thrift stores and buy an item of clothing for really cheap, and she knows like what is worth a lot of money that she can just resell online for, you know, like way more than she paid for it. Or she'll also like make it better and like sew and do whatever to it to make it like a lot cooler, and then she can resell it.
Clearly our kid is creative.
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
Yeah, she likes to make money, and so she's very creative and has found multiple ways to be able to like make money and sell it just from our house.
She used to make like little outfit when she was younger. She used to make like little outfits and stuff for like LPS.
Yeah, she would sell her LPS too. Like she would go to, when we would go to like a thrift store or a garage sale, she would go and find like a lot, like a big group of LPS, like they're like little figurines, and she would go and resell them individually on Mercari. And again, that's something that just she can print the shipping label off at our house and put it in the mailbox, and they'll pick it up and she gets paid. Or she would even like customize them, where you would take like an old dirty looking toy and like paint them and make them look real cute. I don't know, she was doing that when she was like 9, 10. So she's always been very creative and able to make money. So if you're good at painting, you can also paint like people portraits, baby portraits, or animal portraits. We're not very good at painting, but I've definitely like seen other people do this, like when we go to like a pet exhibit or whatever, like what are they called, like the Humane Society sometimes puts on like these like pet festivals, and there's always somebody there who's like painting pet portraits and stuff. And
we have a lot of art festivals here.
Yeah, we do have a lot of art festivals.
People set up booths and just sell any type of artistic thing that, like, there's people that make things out of metal and like weld them together. There's people that like do work with clay and make all kinds of cool
We
stuff.
actually bought a light plate that somebody had painted like for a light switch. That was really cute. It was like beachy.
It was made with like epoxy resin and like sand and shells and stuff that we actually bought. People decorate stuff like that too.
So if you're artistic and can paint at all, you could probably think of something like really unique and sell it either online or at like festivals and stuff. And then if you are musically inclined, which again, we are not, but you could teach music lessons. And if you're very skilled, you know, you can teach more skilled people, but even if you're just like an okay musician, you can probably teach younger kids.
Like teach little kids the basics.
Yeah.
So something else really, really cool is farmers markets. So around here we have a lot of farmers market. You can sell a variety of stuff. People make their own soaps, beeswax soaps, goat milk soaps, stuff like that is super popular. Honey, people very often, there's a lot of honey, like local honey made here.
Yeah, you have to probably really get into the hobby of beekeeping and stuff. Which, listen, learning a hobby that you could maybe eventually make money would be really fun and enjoyable for a lot of people to do.
Hydroponics, hydroponic grown produce is also super popular, which we're going to be doing a video about hydroponics at some point.
Yes, that's a current interest of Asher's is hydroponics.
That's my most recent obsession. Yes. Plants. You also can start flowers, anything like that. People a lot of times at the farmers market will sell plants that have been started, similar to like, I mean, I guess you could get in like Home Depot or something.
Yeah, like little starter plants.
But they're like homegrown, just, you know, a variety of plants and herbs and stuff like that. Produce, any sort of produce. Honestly, our local market sells produce at a ridiculously expensive price.
Yeah, it's very expensive. I could never afford to buy produce at the farmer's market. But if you are trying to look for a side hustle to make money, you know, the produce at the farmer's market sells for a whole lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant idea as far as making money for people who can afford to buy it. And the produce is very beautiful. It is beautiful produce.
Yeah. Okay, which gets us kind of into the next topic of if you enjoy cooking. There's a lot of people at the farmer's market that sell food. There is a younger girl there. I think she's a teenager that makes cookies and cakes and like brownies and all this delicious stuff. And her and her mom go and they sell all this stuff at the farmer's market. And then there's a lot of like ethnic foods, anything that's kind of like unique, vegan. There's vegan stuff.
There's a guy there that sells hummus, very expensive hummus, which is good to make money. he has containers of hummus that are like a variety of different flavors of hummus. And, you know, he sells each one of those containers for what, like $7 or $8?
Yeah, I think it's $8.
And hummus, I don't know if you've made hummus, but hummus is pretty easy to make.
Yeah.
And because it's made out of chickpeas, and chickpeas are a very not expensive thing to get. So the profit margin for hummus is probably pretty high.
So if you like cooking and you're also very artistic, you can do cake decorations and make like cakes or cupcakes for people's birthdays or events or whatever. A pretty decorated cake is like $40, $60 or even more. I mean, if you're really good at like a couple $100 for a really pretty cake.
It's also really hard to like find specialty cakes like for dietary needs. Another idea is that you could meal prep or plan meals for other people. So a lot of people, one, do not have the time to meal prep their own food, especially if they're trying to eat healthy. Eating healthy is very daunting to people because they don't know what to eat and they don't have time to cook it. They would rather eat out or something like that because they're busy. But those busy people generally have money, and you know, because they're working all the time, and they can pay you to cook their food or at least plan their food in a grocery list, because planning your food, let's face it, planning your food and your grocery list is actually harder, I feel like, than cooking it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. That's why we eat the way that we eat, like where we eat one meal for breakfast, one meal for lunch, one meal for dinner all week, the same thing, because I only have the time to and the energy to plan for one meal. I don't like doing a whole grocery list.
I mean, I like food and I want to eat food that I like, but I also can't imagine planning and having to cook every single day. Like, eating is, I mean, if we planned a meal and cooked every single day, our whole life would be basically cooking at this point and eating.
Yeah, it takes a whole lot of time. So if you're like able to help somebody out by like helping them with food, everybody's got to eat. So finding something like that in that market of helping people plan their meals, healthy meals, it'd be really beneficial.
So if you're really into fitness, or you know a lot about nutrition, this is where that would actually be really helpful. A lot of people who are just starting their fitness journey and they have specific goals in mind are looking for a specific plan, a workout plan, a specific meal plan. I mean, you could go to the gym and do training with somebody. That's always helpful, especially if they're new to the gym. That is a way to make money. But also, just the part of planning the workouts that they're going to do every single day at the gym, them having a plan, or planning their meals.
I used to go to the Y and take like workout classes, and one of our instructors was a mom, and she would bring her daughter, was probably 3 or so, to class with her, and the daughter would do the workout with her and she would do the workout. So like, she was making a little bit of money and she was also getting a workout, and then her kid was getting a workout and tired when they got home. So if you're a mom who likes working out, you might want to go and maybe like teach a class somewhere, or you can even get up real early in the morning and go and like be a personal trainer to like a couple people, and then you can get a workout while they're working out too.
Also want to say that most good gyms at this point have childcare. So if you are a mom and you do have a kid and you're just going in there to train somebody, or you just, you know, you're doing your workout, a lot of times they have free daycare.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So the next set of ideas is if you prefer to do something online, YouTube is a way that you could make a little bit of extra money. YouTube does take a while to start making money because you have to like meet certain requirements in order for YouTube to place ads on your video, in order for you to be like monetized and start making money through AdSense. But you can also like make money through affiliate links or sponsorships, even if you're not getting paid through the YouTube AdSense program. You can also make money through affiliate marketing if you like had a website or a blog, or even through like other social media platforms like Instagram or TikTok. You have to build up an audience, and it just takes a little while.
Yeah, it's not an instant, it's there. It's not an instant gratification situation. There's a raccoon right there. It's a cute little raccoon. Look at him.
Another idea is you could have a garage sale. When I first became a single mom many years ago, I had a lot of friends and family go through like their attics and their basements and just declutter their house, and they brought me all kinds of stuff, and I sat out every weekend and had a yard sale, and I made at least a couple $100 every weekend just helping people get rid of the stuff that they didn't want anymore and didn't have any time to sell. If you guys have any other ideas for side hustles, leave them down in the comments below. If you want to know all the ways that I make money since quitting my 9-to-5 job, you can check out this video right here.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.